Hey guys, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Imagine if there was a natural herb that worked like Viagra, but didn't have all those negative side effects. Would you be interested? If yes, watch this next video.
Now, today I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of using Viagra. You'll also discover how to make it work better, and I'll also reveal the #1 natural alternative to Viagra. In fact, it's a new discovery that actually works the same way as Viagra, but without any of the negative side effects, and there's no drugs or diets or anything like that. Now, can you believe that Viagra has been around for over 20 years? Now, what's interesting is that Viagra was first discovered by accident and was not created for improving erections. It was originally designed to lower high blood pressure. Now, one of the side benefits was a temporary erection. However, what I find really fascinating is that Viagra's prices have actually gone up in the past 2 decades. Now, it used to cost about $25 for a pill. Now it costs almost $75 for one pill, which I think is insane. But I get it, right? When you're a man and you can't perform, he'll do almost anything to make it work. And yes, there are generics that you can buy overseas which cost less, but they are typically underdosed or potentially faked, and you end up losing your money or you're at risk with legal issues with the DEA, Customs, FDA, and so forth. But hey, who cares, right? Anything to get an erection. Now, unfortunately, Viagra has a bunch of negative side effects such as headaches and vision problems, insomnia, back pain, sinus and nose problems, nausea and stomach issues, but there are bigger problems such as blood pressure issues, heart and stroke problems, and liver and kidney issues. But for sex, I think most guys will put up with these side effects, at least temporarily. Unfortunately, there are 3 main problems with Viagra and how well it works or doesn't work. The first is that Viagra doesn't work in about 35% of users, and I'll tell you more about this in a minute, why and how this can be fixed. Also, Viagra doesn't work as well in older men, who are over the age of 40. Ironically, it works better and has less side effects than the younger guys who don't really need it. And I'll also tell you how this can be fixed in a minute as well. Now, the other problem is that your body adapts to Viagra and it doesn't work as well over time. In fact, the more you use it, the less it works. So if you're younger guys and you're using it now, you're going to have big problems later on in life. Unfortunately, there is no real fix for this other than to not use it for a few months and basically let your receptors upgrade and become sensitive again. And lastly, there's one other problem that most people don't discuss, and that's the fact that Viagra does nothing for increasing your sexual desire and drive. It doesn't increase your libido. It doesn't put you in the mood, basically. It's a mechanical solution, and it works by inhibiting the PDE5 enzyme, which then increases blood flow to the penis. Now, to sum it up, we have a very expensive drug with a bunch of negative side effects that doesn't work for about 35% of the users, and in fact works less in older guys over the age of 40. And the more you use it, the less it works. And finally, it does nothing to increase your sexual desire and drive. So that's the bad news. Now let's move on to the good news. Now, the reason Viagra doesn't work in 35% of the people is because these people have low testosterone levels. This is why, in fact, it works better in younger guys because they have typically higher testosterone, and it works less in men over the age of 40 who, again, typically have low testosterone. Thus, the higher your testosterone, the better Viagra works. Which is silly if you think about it, because if you had higher testosterone levels, you wouldn't even need Viagra to begin with, but you get the point. So if you want to make Viagra work better, your first goal is you must improve testosterone levels. Because with higher testosterone, you'll also have better hormonal balances, better nitric oxide levels, better blood flow, most importantly, improved sexual desire and higher libido, which Viagra does nothing for. But honestly, who wants to pay $75 for one Viagra pill or even risk the health issues? Now, the good news is that there is an herb called Xanthoparmelia Scabrosa, which is an all-natural PDE5 inhibitor, just like Viagra. Now, I first heard about this herb from a research doctor friend of mine in Europe about 3 years ago. He said it worked really well, and there were a few human clinical studies to back it up. So I thought I'd give it a try. Now, because it was new, I had a hard time getting my hands on it. But I finally did one day and gave it a try, and the truth is, it didn't do much. Well, actually, it only seemed to work when I took a really huge, big dosage of it. And I tried lots of different variations of it, higher and lower dosages, with or without food and so forth, but nothing really made it work that well. And I told my European doctor friend, and I also sent him a sample of it because he was surprised it didn't work. Well, he tested it and found out that there was very little of the active ingredient in it. Actually, he said there was none of it, and that the extract, which is piperazine, which explains why it didn't work. In fact, this is why many supplements and herbs do not work. It's because the manufacturers who create these products use dead root or super low dosages to save money. In the process, you and I get ripped off, and I hate that. So I tried my best to find a good source, and about 4 months later, I finally found it, and well, this stuff was super expensive. Now, at the correct dosage, at the correct clinically researched dosage, I should say, and the 35% piperazine extract, it was going to cost me at least $20 a dose. Sure, it's better than the $75 for each Viagra pill, but it's just too expensive, and the truth is I didn't really need it anyways. So I put it aside at the time, didn't really give it much thought, but I never forgot about it. Then some new research came out about it about a year ago, and then again I tried my best to find a good and hopefully less expensive source. And the good news is that since my company has grown over the past few years and I've made new connections worldwide, I was able to get the correct dosage, the 35% extract, picked at the optimal time of the year when the herb is what's called mature and ripe. And the best part is that it's much less expensive than it was 3 years ago. So I gave it a try, and yes, it worked well. I then mixed it with other herbs that increased my testosterone levels, improved blood flow and so forth. And wow, the solution works great. And it's safe, and it increases your testosterone, your libido, sex drive, and desire. And that's exactly what we want. And the best part is it costs way less than even one pill of Viagra. Anyway, you can read more about this amazing new herb, plus view the top best natural ingredients proven to increase your testosterone levels, decrease negative hormones, increase blood flow to your penis, plus boost your sexual drive and help fix erectile problems simply by clicking the link below in the description area. And then do me a big favor and leave your comments below and let me know how well it's worked for you. Well, that's it for today. I hope this video gave you more clarity. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share the help with others so they can benefit as well. And don't forget to click the link below in the description area if you want higher testosterone levels, improved sex drive, and you want to avoid or fix any erectile issues. As always, thanks for listening and have a happy and healthy day.